Welcome to the Brunswick High Coaches Show with head coach Victor Floyd. Brought to you by Coastal Appliances, Port City Paint and Body, The Emerald Princess, Bruce Kennedy Tire, Apple Care Immediate Care, Misty's Element Massage, Pristine Water and Pools, Files Insurance Agency, Jenkins Nissan, and by Marshside Grill. Now, here is your host, the voice of the Brunswick High Pirates, the Professor, Teddy Bishop.
Welcome to the Brunswick High Coaches Show with head coach Victor Floyd on the Bishop Media Sports Network. I'm Teddy Bishop on location at Marshside Grill, where each and every Sunday night at 7 o'clock, we will be hosting the Victor Floyd Show. This segment of the Victor Floyd Show is sponsored by Port City Paint and Body, The Emerald Princess, Coastal Appliances, Apple Care Immediate Care, Files Insurance Agency, Bruce Kennedy Tire, Pristine Water and Pools, Misty's Element Massage, Jenkins Nissan, and Marshside Grill. And now, joining us, the head coach of the Brunswick High Pirates, Victor Floyd.
Good evening.
Coach, let's start the show by talking about Friday night's win over McIntosh County Academy. Brunswick High had a huge second quarter, went up 35-0 at the half. The entire second half, of course, was played on a running clock. McIntosh was obviously overmatched, and the Pirates came away with a 41-6 win. Is that type of game a little hard to really assess?
The first half, I thought the guys came out and played really well, and they were excited about finally playing the game. The first half was very easy to assess. The second half was a little more difficult because a lot of guys that got snaps and got many snaps probably hadn't got as many snaps in practice as the starters. So it was a little more difficult for them, and a lot of corrections to be made first and second half.
Coach, let's talk about some specific aspects of the game, of that particular game, and I think a good place to start is with your freshman quarterback, Randon Journey. I think he might have surprised some folks last Friday night, and last week on this show you told me that Randon was mature beyond his years, and I think he certainly showed that Friday night. How would you rate his overall performance against NCA?
I thought he had a real solid performance first time out. Definitely always football's ahead of him, but Randon grasped information very well, and he's doing a good job running the offense right now.
I understand his 94-yard touchdown run is a school record.
It is. From what I understand, I think the school record was set maybe at 89, and I think it was 89 yards actually. He's ran a 94-yard touchdown Friday night.
And he had mentioned that when he cut back to the left, he picked up some blocks, and of course we were doing the game on the air, and Kip and I mentioned that maybe one or two of the NCAA players had a little bit of an angle on him, but he simply just outran him.
Yeah, Randon had very good speed, and I think he demonstrated that Friday. It may surprise some of the guys on defense.
Randon also rushed for 140 yards and threw for 108. Are you satisfied with the way he ran your spread offense?
Well, let's get into Victor and him playing as solid as he did. I'm definitely satisfied with that game.
And Coach, of course, there's always room for improvement. What specifically do you think Randon may need to work on?
Well, again, he's going to be attacked from a lot of different angles. Just by having a freshman by his name, people are going to try to put pressure on him. And how he handles pressure and how he handles situations that we'll be running into in the future is going to be key to his improvement along the way.
Coach, I don't have the final stats on the game, but A.J. Jackson ran for a touchdown and called it a touchdown pass. Would I be correct in saying that this is the type of balance you want from A.J. this season?
It is, and he scared me because to start the game off, he probably dropped a touchdown pass, so it kind of scared me out of the gate, but then A.J. put it together, and he came through, and he did exactly what he does for the team. He's able to rush and receive, so we're expecting him to continue to do that all year.
This is the Brunswick High Coaches Show with head coach Victor Floyd on the Bishop Media Sports Network. Randon and A.J. obviously are important calls in the spread offense, but John Grant also ran for a touchdown. Is John more of a blocker in your offense, or will he get a lot of carries also?
Well, John's been a pleasant surprise. He wasn't slated to be a starter, but he's beat out senior Morris Wilson, partly due to injury, and with him just going all out all the time. And right now he's the starter, and on an average night he'll get 15 carries, and that's kind of how it's designed for him to get 15 to 16 carries.
I thought he looked very solid, particularly between the tackles, and he did have the touchdown run. So that's certainly a pleasant aspect of the running game.
It is. It's been a pleasant surprise. And John's a guy that's a straight-ahead runner. So we're excited about where he is between the tackles.
Coach, last week you told me that you felt like the offensive line needed to play up to their capabilities. Do you think they did that Friday night?
I did on the surface, and then when I watched the tape, we didn't play very well. So we got a lot of corrections to make up front.
Did any particular O-lineman stand out for you?
Nobody stood out. Caleb Smith probably graded out there.
Coach, Friday night, it was hotter than the dancing polecat. I'm sure it was up in the booth. I'm sure it was down on the field. But I didn't notice any cramping problems or fatigue. Do you think that's a tribute to your strength and conditioning program?
Well, I want to think that at least. We've spent all summer in the heat, and our guys had the week of July 4th off, and that's pretty much it. And it's been hot the whole summer, and I thought it paid off in that department on Friday night.
And also a shout out to your son Major. I thought he did a good job helping keeping your players hydrated.
Trooper, yes, he did. He was running water. He's excited about doing that.
Coach, how about your defense? Darius Lampkin had a pick six in that big second quarter. He's obviously an important cog in that defense.
Yes, he is. Darius is doing a good job for us playing free safety. He has the flexibility to play corner or free, depending upon what we need. But he helps shore us up that back end so we can play Carlos down in the box.
And overall, I think the Pirates had 3 interceptions. Not too shabby for the first regular season game.
Not at all, and a lot of that's accredited to the defensive line. You can only be so good in the secondary. Your defensive line triggers how well you're going to be in the secondary, and I thought our defensive line played well and kept pressure on the quarterback, and I thought that might have been the difference.
Coach, speaking of the defense, they gave up that long drive. McIntosh took the opening kickoff. I think they started around their own 28, drove down inside the red zone, had the ball for over 6 minutes, and then, of course, your defense came up with the interception. But after that first drive, defense didn't give up too much. They looked pretty good.
We had a few kinks there we needed to work out in the first quarter, and once we got those worked out, I thought the defense played real solid.
More to come on the Victor Floyd Coaches Show on the Bishop Media Sports Network. Right now, these words from our sponsors.
Coastal Appliances is your one-stop shop for Whirlpool washers and dryers, Whirlpool refrigerators, and so much more. Coastal Appliances offers free delivery and service after installation and have also been in business for over 30 years. 4727 Altama, next to Sonic, and on the web at appliancesbrunswickga.com, or give them a call at 912-267-0132. Coastal Appliances, Glenn County's only specialty appliance store. When you are in need of a reputable body shop, Port City Paint and Body in Brunswick is your answer. Located at 2509 Norwood Street, just down from Twin Oaks, Port City Paint and Body understands your needs and cares about your car and you. Port City Paint and Body works with any insurance company. Give them a call for a free estimate at 912-265-9524 or on the web at portcitybodyshop.com. Port City Paint and Body, home of the lifetime guarantee, and go Pirates!
Hop aboard for Texas Hold'em tournaments, roulette, poker, lots of slot action, food, music, and more. Labor Day weekend, Sunday, August 31st, 7 p.m. Cruises depart from Brunswick, Georgia. Call 800-842-0115 or visit EmeraldPrincessCasino.com. Must be 18 years of age and present a government-issued photo ID to board.
I'm Jenkins Nissan.
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 I am Jenkins Nissan.
I'm Donnie Jenkins. We're all Jenkins Nissan, and together we want to show you just how easy buying and servicing your car should be. So please, stop by and experience the Jenkins Nissan difference. Look for the red and white Nissan tent at the corner of Chapel Crossing Road and the Spur, or visit us online at jenkinsnissanofbrunswick.com.
Get affordable health care when you need it. At AppleCare Immediate Care, our team of compassionate healthcare providers is dedicated to treating each patient with the highest standard in healthcare. Located at 1111 Glencoe Parkway, AppleCare is open Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 7:30 p.m., Saturday, 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Sunday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. AppleCare welcomes all walk-ins from pediatric to adult ages and accepts most insurance plans. Visit us at applecaredoctors.com and like us on Facebook.
Welcome back to the Brunswick High Coaches Show with head coach Victor Floyd on the Bishop Media Sports Network. I'm Teddy Bishop on location from Marshside Grill. This segment brought to you by Coastal Appliances, Port City Paint and Body, the Emerald Princess, Jenkins Nissan, and by AppleCare Immediate Care. Coach, before we went to break, we were talking about your defense and that first drive that MCA had, and after that not giving up too much. I think your quarterback officially ended up with minus 21 yards rushing because of the sacks, and it just seemed like he was under pressure all night long. So the defensive line, I thought, did a really good job with packages and putting some pressure on the quarterback.
Yes, we were really excited about the way our defensive line's playing, and then they did put a lot of pressure on the quarterback Friday night, and we're hoping that group continues to play well. We're very senior-oriented on our defensive line, and we hope that group continues to play well.
Any particular standouts on defense that you want to mention?
Really, I thought it was a group effort. I thought all the guys up front played pretty well. Chris Coward, Keenan Wilson, Mike Little, Bryce Sasser, and then from linebacker, I thought Jeremy Small came in and played well. He had an interception. Boris Johnson played solid. So I thought all the guys up front played pretty solid.
Okay, let's talk a little bit more about the kicking game. Tyler Mitchell kicked 5 of the 6 extra points. Not too bad for a first-year kicker.
No, Tyler did a good job for us, and he's worked real hard all summer, and I'm glad that he had a good night, first night out.
I thought he showed some improvement even from the scrimmage game, where there was no rushing in the scrimmage, and a couple of the extra points he kind of popped up that they fell through. But Friday night, I thought his kicks were much better as far as accuracy and more line drives rather than kind of popping them up.
Right. Tyler's a worker. He's very conscientious. He wants to do well, so he works at it. And I thought he improved a lot from last week and this week also.
And I also thought Seth Neugebauer did a good job punting. Actually only punted the ball one time, but I thought he did a pretty decent job.
Yes, Seth's going to do a real good job for us as a punter. And he's the number 3 quarterback, so that's exciting too for him.
And back to Tyler for just a second, talking about the kickoffs. He had plenty of opportunities for kickoffs Friday night, and I thought most of his kickoffs were pretty deep, and with the special teams coverage, for the most part, MCA really didn't have good starting field position.
Right. He averages around the 15, but the thing about it, he gets so much height on the ball that allows our guys time to get downfield, so I think that's a plus.
Coach, one thing you need to talk about, I think, obviously, muff kicks were a problem. You had I know a muff punt in the scrimmage game and had some muff kicks. How do you coach improvement on muff kicks?
Well, I think that was probably more of Sean being excited about getting his hands on the ball, trying to lead before it got there. He's just got to lock in and focus a little more because he doesn't drop punts normally. So he's been in game situations catching punts. He just needs to focus and lock in a little bit.
And I think, including the muff kicks, the Pirates had, I think, seven fumbles, counting the muffs, and lost 3 of them. So obviously that's something that you can coach the kids up during this coming week.
Oh yeah, I think 6 of the 7 were in the second half. So I really think we got to stress ball security.
You're listening to the Victor Floyd Coaches Show on the Bishop Media Sports Network. And we're starting to get some Brunswick High fans. Got some Brunswick High people coming in, some Go Pirates in the background, Coach. It's good to see people coming out.
Oh yeah, thank them for coming out and supporting us.
Thank you guys for coming out. Coach, are there any other things from the game Friday night that maybe you weren't really pleased with that you think maybe your Pirates need to work on?
Well, I think the whole second half, I think we got comfortable at halftime, and we have to learn how to play with the lead and continue to have that fire and produce. Second half is real sloppy. We just have a lot of things we need to work on to clean up.
With a running clock, I would think it might be a little bit more difficult, maybe between series or something, to try to do some coaching on the sidelines because you've got to keep going. You got to get that next series ready to go because you don't really have the clock stoppage. So that probably might have made a difference some in coming with a big lead. As you said, the team got complacent with the big lead, and so that's certainly something that I'm sure you'll be talking to your players about.
Oh yeah, it's definitely an area we have to work on for sure.
Coach, let's talk about this coming Friday night, the rivalry game against Glen Academy. Do you prepare any differently for this game than you would any other game?
No, it's just an important region game is the way we're looking at it.
And this game was sort of a 3-in-1 game. In addition to the rivalry game, it's for the city championship. And as you mentioned, it's certainly a region game. Other than perhaps the playoff, I think a rivalry game like Brunswick High Academy is probably as good as it gets in high school football.
We would like to think so anyway. I think it'll be a very competitive game. Coach Hidalgo and his staff are doing a great job, and I think it'll be a really good game on Friday night.
Coach, going into the big rivalry game, obviously it's not going to be hard getting your players fired up. Do you have to guard against perhaps being or having a little bit too much adrenaline, particularly at the beginning of the game?
Well, not so much adrenaline. I think the week leading up to the game is the problem. Everybody wants to have so many things going on this week, and it's a distraction. So leading up to the game is where you run into problems. The actual game itself, I mean, adrenaline's going to last 3 to 5 minutes, and that's about it. After that, you're going to settle down and play. But everybody wants you to participate in a million and one things this week, and it causes distractions for the kids on top of the game itself. So that's what you have to guard against.
Coach, obviously with it being a rivalry game, it would be nice to see Glen County Stadium filled almost to capacity.
I think there's a good chance that'll happen also. We're looking forward to that. It'll be good for the guys. It'll be a great atmosphere.
I'm sure players on both teams would like to play before a huge crowd, and with the rivalry game, the winner gets bragging rights for a whole year.
I think it's huge for young men to have an opportunity to play in front of crowds. They deserve it.
We will be right back with the Brunswick High Coaches Show with head coach Victor Floyd on the Bishop Media Sports Network.
Bruce Kennedy Tire is your hometown destination for tires. Michelin, Goodyear, and all the brands you trust. But don't let the name fool you. Bruce Kennedy Tire, located at 2928 Norwood Street, does more than just tires. Brakes, alignments, repair work, and more than I can mention. Bruce Kennedy is locally owned and operated, so you get the best service in Glenn County. So give Bruce a call at 912-264-6578. Bruce Kennedy Tire, a name you can trust. Files Insurance Agency, located at 5623 Altama Avenue, a quarter-mile north of the Target Shopping Center, offers a wide range of products to protect you and your family from the unknown. Auto insurance, life, health, flood, commercial, bonds, including shrimp bonds, and so much more. Give Files Insurance Agency a call at 912-264-0100 or visit them online at filesinsurance.com. Pristine Water is your destination for pools, spas, and pool supplies. From installation to maintenance, Pristine Water is your best choice in all of Southeast Georgia for your next pool or spa. Give Pristine Water a call at 912-264-9233 for a free estimate, or stop on in at 166 Key Circle Drive, or check Pristine Water out online at pristinewaterandpools.com. And go Pirates!
Relax. Misty's Element Massage specializes in helping you do just that. Located at 138 Village Market on St. Simon's Island, Misty's Element Massage offers deep tissue massages, therapeutic massages, scrubs, creams, body wraps, and much more. The perfect gift for that special someone, not to mention sports massages for that aching muscle. Schedule your appointment today at 912-224-0198 or on the web at mistyselement.com.
Marchside Grill is your home for the best burgers, spuds, and seafood around. Come enjoy the view out by the water while taking in an ice-cold beverage. Marchside Grill is also your home for the Brunswick High Pirates Coaches Show with head coach Victor Floyd, and a proud sponsor of Brunswick High and local high school athletics. So stop in any day or night of the week for the best view and atmosphere in the Golden Isles. And also, check us out on Facebook. Go Pirates!
Welcome back to the Brunswick High Pirate Coaches Show with head coach Victor Floyd on the Bishop Media Sports Network. I'm Teddy Bishop on location at Marchside Grill. This segment is brought to you by Bruce Kennedy Tire, Files Insurance Agency, Pristine Water and Pools, and by Misty's Element Massage. Coach, any injuries from last Friday night that you'll be dealing with, or anything from the standpoint of minor injuries or anything big?
No injuries. We're looking forward to getting a few guys back that didn't play this week. A couple of receivers that we were doing without, and we're looking forward to getting them back. But no injuries Friday night.
That's a big plus, especially going into a region game and your city championship rivalry game. Coach, let's talk a little bit about some of the other action that went on Friday night. Of course, Glen Academy beat Wayne County. I think the final was 40-20, something like that. But were there any, all of the teams in our region didn't play Friday night, but were there any surprises involving teams from our region or even teams from our area?
Well, I think Burke County shutting out Statesboro, I thought that was interesting. I didn't expect that. That was one game that was played up at Georgia Southern that I was keeping an eye on. Coffee did about what we expected. We thought they would win. We thought Camden would win. Those are about the only ones. We thought Ware would win. So that's about it.
Of course, after a week off after the Glen Academy game, you got Camden coming in. And of course, that will be an important non-region game. I know you've played them the last 2 years that counted as region games, and you made the comment, I think, last week about anytime you play great teams, it makes you a better team. So coming off 2 years in Region 1 6A, and now coming to 3 5A, that experience from the tough region kind of helped you in another tough region, but just one classification down.
Well, we hope so. The fact that you have to play every week in Region 1, you play tough teams. There's not a week off or a team that's weaker than anyone else. And that's what it prepares you for, is to be able to play week in and week out. I think we were ready to do that.
Okay, some of the other teams, I don't think Richmond Hill played this past week. I think South Effingham might have been off. I think Effingham played and won. I think South Effingham was off. After the open date against Glen Academy, as I said, you have Camden County coming in, and then you get Effingham County coming in to Glen County Stadium. I think Effingham has made the playoffs the last 2 seasons, so that certainly should be another key game. Every region game will be key.
Right. In this region, everyone's going to count, because with 9 teams with 4 playoff spots, every week is important.
Coach, I was looking at the Maxwell Prep Power Rankings for our region, and the one that I was looking at this afternoon was actually, I guess, the first one it was on August 11th, but they had their pick was Ware to win the region, followed by Coffee, Statesboro, and then Brunswick High. Does the Statesboro loss, even though it was a non-region game, do you think that has any bearing on how Statesboro will be perceived as an opponent?
No, I don't think so. And again, the Maxwell ratings is basically based off of numbers and a computer, which doesn't have eyes, so you can't put so much stock into it. But Statesboro lost a quality team, and I don't think it affects how people perceive them.
This is the Brunswick High Coaches Show with head coach Victor Floyd on the Bishop Media Sports Network. And Coach, after the Effingham game, you do travel to Statesboro to take on the Blue Devils, and that's always a tough road game.
It is. Statesboro is always tough at home, and since I've been here, we've played them numerous times. There was one year we played them at the beginning of the season and at the end. We played them non-region and then for the region championship. So we've had our tour of duty going to Statesboro to play them. So we're looking forward to it, though.
And then you return for the homecoming game against South Effingham on October the 3rd.
Yes, we'll be back home after the Statesboro game. We're looking forward to playing South Effingham also.
Coach, on a week like homecoming, with so many things going on at the school, are there so many distractions that it can become hard to prepare for the game?
It is, but homecoming distractions doesn't compare to the week of the Glen Academy game. So Glen's actually a tune-up game for homecoming as far as distractions.
And then after South Effingham, you have another open week on October the 10th. And then a little road trip up to Coffee County, or up to Douglas to take on Coffee County. Played them in Region 1 the last couple of years, and now they're coming down to Region 3 with you, so that certainly looks to be another important game.
Oh yeah, big game. We played Coffee for the past 4 years. We played them 2 years in our region, then went into the region with them for 2. So that's become a big game. It's become a big game for us.
And then back home against Richmond Hill, and I think Richmond Hill's coming off a 10-win season last year. Don't know how many returners they have, but Richmond Hill appears to be they certainly have had a solid football program the last couple of years or so.
No doubt about it. I think there have been 10 wins the past 2 seasons. If not, it was 9 the season before and then 10 last year. So they have a real good program. I think they return enough guys to be very, very competitive.
And then after Richmond Hill, travel up to Hinesville to take on Bradwell. Haven't played Bradwell in a few years, but they're back in the region with Brunswick High, and that game may be a little bit hard to gauge right now, but certainly as you get closer to that game, I think you have a little better idea of what to expect.
Right, this game's a long ways off, but Coach Hill's doing a really good job in building that program, and he has good athletes, so they could get very good in a hurry.
And then the final regular season game back at Glen County Stadium against Ware County. Ware County, I think, was ranked 5th in the State in the preseason poll. They beat a pretty good football team last Friday night, so Bear County obviously perhaps one of the teams to beat in our region.
They definitely one of the teams to beat. They started off hot, beating Valdosta and scrambling, shutting them out, and then turn around beating Brooks and really shutting them out because the score came against the JV. So they're playing pretty well right now. You know, we play them game 10, so a lot of things will probably happen for them and for us between now and then before we meet.
That game could be perhaps a region championship on the line.
That'd be nice.
That would be nice.
That would be nice.
Thanks for joining us for the Brunswick High Coaches Show with Victor Floyd on the Bishop Media Sports Network. We also want to thank the Brunswick High fans who came out tonight to visit with Coach Floyd. And we invite you to come out to Marshside Grill every Sunday night at 7 and join us for the Victor Floyd Show. I'm Teddy Bishop, signing off.